This review is on the movie Grip, Climbing the Killer Pillar. I'm the angry guy. I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm a sucker for mountain climbing movies. I really am. I admit it. Director for the film was Benjamin Gladlin. Mr. Gladlin is also an editor and works in the camera and electrical department. The cast in the film Gripped, Climbing the Killer Pillar was Amanda Maddox as Rose, a gym climber who wants to tackle some mountains. Kiwi Lehman as Brett, the magician on bouldering. Megan Hensley as Jade, Rose's stick in the mud best friend. Jackie Florine as Jackie. She actually was the first woman to solo the nose of El Capitan in 4.5 days. Natalie Doran as Katrina, who is trying to claim her territory when Rose shows up. And she also enjoys showing off her muscles in her spare time. Plus, Bryce Whistle as Jeremy, who became a real good friend of Jade and knows a thing or two about rapping. Rose has been gym climbing in Los Angeles for a while, and now she feels she's ready to try some bouldering outside. She talks her friend Jade into taking a little camping trip to Sierra Nevada mountains of California. With a crash pad strapped on Jade's back, they are ready to conquer their first boulder. While climbing a boulder, a fine, strapping, upstanding, young, experienced mountain climber of a man, Brett, with long blonde hair and blue eyes, comes over and asks Rose and Jade if they need any help. Fuck, that shit only happens in the movies, but I'll take it. Jade says no right away, but Rose has another idea. After climbing their boulder, they go back to their camp, and while straightening up their area, Jeremy rides up on his bike and invites him to a party. Of course they go, and Rose so happens to bump up with Brett. Long story short, Rose uses her womanly charms to convince Brett to take her, against his better judgment, on a famous advanced rock climbing route called Killer Pillar. Hey, I say why not? You know, she don't know shit, but what could possibly go wrong, right? Kind of having fun with this review because the air is cool outside. Football season is starting. Leaves are slowly turning into fall colors, which means Halloween and holidays are in the future. And I don't have to cut that damn grass anymore. Ah, right on. If you are a virgin to mountain climbing movies, then you'll probably rate this film a B+. Me, never ever try mountain climbing, but I have enjoyed movies, watched documentaries, and read books about the sport. If the mountain climbing film is good, my hands begin to sweat, my heart quickens, and my brain constantly reminds me I would not have the balls to do that. In the film Grip Climbing, The Killer Pillar, the acting was okay. Amanda Mox as Rose smiled too much. I personally think she had a feather in her underwear. It was nice to see Jackie Florine in the movie, but some things gave me rope burn. They showed the same area of the mountain throughout the entire climb. Wish they never showed us during the credits and how close they were to the ground while filming some parts of the climb. Noticed a couple of times people were green screening into the scene. That reminds me, the cinematography was excellent. There were some beautiful scenes in the movie. And sometimes I believe the cameramen who have to film the actual climb hundreds of feet up are as good as the real mountain climbers. Maybe better. I'm not going to say that too loud. The title of the film to me was like someone being first to do a rock climbing route and rating it and naming it. Example, Hillary on Mount Everest. While watching this film and listening to my body functions, my hands didn't sweat at all. My heart did quicken a little from the different shots the great camera crew created. And I think I could have done those scenes near the ground that looked like they were clinging to the side of the mountains hundreds of feet up. I give this film a C. From the 3/4 mark, it did drag a little bit and the repetitive scenes wasn't cool. Plus, no way in hell I'd given this film a D with so many people risking their lives to create this film. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching and enjoy your comments, man. Thank you. And ladies, can I tell you something? For me, the book Into Thin Air was a good read. While reading, I wrote notes during to figure out what really went wrong. This book is about the 1996 climb on Mount Everest and 8 people died. Into Thin Air book is by John Crocker. He's a guy who kind of stayed in his tent. Mr. Crocker does have his critics. I enjoyed the book, though.